This video contains a lot of tips and tricks that I wish I would have known before I got started in Assassin's Creed Shadows. And also, I would like to let you guys know that this video is sponsored by Ubisoft. As soon as you jump into the game and play as Naoe, I would highly recommend that you focus a bit on the main story. Just so that you unlock Yasuke, because at that point you will have access to do anything, anywhere, and you won't be restricted to not being able to play anything as Yasuke because you haven't unlocked him. As you travel the world, make sure to unlock every viewpoint that you run past. It's going to be so much easier to travel to places if you've actually unlocked those viewpoints early on or once you actually run past them. Once you've explored a region or a city, you can also unlock Kakuregas for 800 coins. That is super worth it, and I definitely recommend that you do it. It basically means that you're unlocking a hideout slot that you can fast travel to, regardless if you want to travel as Naoe or Yasuke. And most importantly, it lets you travel to a location that is on ground level. Otherwise, you have to go to a viewpoint, which might be at the top of a castle in a city, and that requires you to climb all the way down, hide from all the guards and everything, in order to make your way to the target or location that you're going to. So I definitely recommend unlocking these Kakuregas. If an enemy has a skull above their head, that means that they are currently over-leveled for you. I don't recommend engaging with them because they are going to one-shot you. Abilities such as killing through the door needs to be unlocked. That one is specifically restricted to Naoe, as she is the shinobi or assassin, and you can find it in your skill tree. Assassinate. Through the door. Kill them through the door! Certain abilities are locked to certain weapons. For instance, on Naoe you have the double assassination. However, it requires you to use the weapon Tanto. That doesn't mean that you need to have it primarily equipped, but you need to have it as a secondary equipped weapon. So every time you're going to activate this ability, it's actually going to switch to the Tanto, meaning that if you go into combat right after having double assassinated, then you need to switch back if you want to go to, for instance, the katana instead. If you're playing as Naoe, shinobi, or assassin, I would highly recommend putting mastery points into health segments. It basically means how many health segments can an enemy have in order for you to one-shot them. If you're playing as Yasuke, on the other hand, samurai, then I would highly recommend that you focus on abilities, adrenaline points for those abilities, and also your health. You're going to be much more of a brawler at that point. If you randomly assassinate people without specifically following the story, you're going to notice that you might accidentally end up unlocking a whole tree in your objectives board because you've essentially assassinated someone who was part of a future side quest or main story quest or similar. Just be aware that it can happen. Make sure to repeatedly visit your hideout. It is super important to constantly upgrade your gear as you level up and progress, but also to upgrade your buildings or even build new buildings. These are going to unlock abilities such as strengthening your heals and other boosts that you might really need. You simply just click C and Z if you want to adjust how many levels you want to go. As you explore the world, you're going to see a little icon on the radar above that basically looks like a little painting and a brush. This means you need to quietly sneak up to them and inspect them. If you do, then you unlock a so-called Sumi-e. This may unlock another pet in your hideout, or it's going to unlock a painting that you can hang on the walls inside your hideout as well. There are 5 legendary Sumi-es, and if you can find all of those 5, you will get an achievement. You can actually change season manually if you'd like. If you're on PC, simply go into your map and press Age. However, you cannot do it if you're in combat or in a red zone. If you have a wanted status, aka you've been fighting with a bunch of enemies and eventually gained up to the reputation of wanted, you can actually get out of this manually if you want by either switching character from Naoe to Yasuke or the other way around, or by changing season. Bear in mind though that in order to change season and changing character, you need to leave any red zones that you might be in. If you're out roaming the world and you randomly walk past a civilian being harassed by either bandits, soldiers, or Portuguese, for instance, you can actually help this civilian out by killing those people, and this civilian will offer you some sort of reward in return. It can be, for instance, map information like vendors, legendary chests, Kakuregas, or anything of the sorts. If you struggle fighting Ronins or heavier guards, I would highly recommend looking at their fighting pattern. Blue is going to show a consecutive attack, so you know that if you parry one, there's going to be another one right after. Gray means that it's going to be a regular parry, and if you hit that one, you'll get a good shot, they get staggered. Yellow, you'll see it easily. That's your chance to deal extra damage. If they're instead glowing red, that means that you need to dodge. You cannot parry that. I hope you found some of those tips and tricks useful and that you can implement them when you play the game. I also hope that you're enjoying the game and that I will see you on stream whenever you have the chance. If you did like the video, please leave a like, a comment, subscribe to the channel, and also check out my other recommended videos up here. Thank you for watching, guys. See you next time.
Maybe I should spare this one. He may be working against his will. This letter mentions the Tumba Highlands.
That's a bit late. I already killed him.